Hey, Brian Taylor here at the ElectricSmarts studio, everybody. We're so excited. We have a couple of wonderful gentlemen here. We were talking earlier, and we thought we'd put them on camera here and have them talk to you out there. Dave Onofrio and Dale Budenski from Wiremold Legrand. How you guys doing today?
Great, thanks for having us.
Okay, well, listen, I want to just kind of focus on something here. Now, I understand that Wiremold and the other Legrand brands are, they have an integrated program, and what we're going to focus on today is helping the contractor be more productive. Okay, also smarter products, better tools, and we're going to have you comment on that before we get into the topic at hand. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, sure, Brian. I'm in fact, we're glad to be here today. Wiremold Legrand is actually a part of a long list of products and brands that make up Legrand North America, with a number of different programs and products to speak to the contracting community. In fact, one of those we want to focus on today, and I brought my friend along, Dale, to talk a lot about Prewired Raceway. So we're excited to introduce that here at NECA and during the show, and show them some of the things we're doing. And on top of that, integrating that with some of our sister companies and some of the products they bring to make the contractor more productive all day, every day.
We really appreciate you guys taking the time to come talk to us. Before we jump in, though, I do need to make an acknowledgement here. We want to say that Legrand is part of the inspiration for this ElectricSmarts web TV production studio that you see here. And we want to thank you for sponsoring us. We really appreciate that, working with us on the ElectricSmarts network. So having said that, let's get started. I'll shoot it over to you, Dale. Let's start with Wiremold's, Legrand's, the Prewired Raceway. Okay, now that's a little more expensive than conventional raceways. So what's the trade-off? What is the benefit? What do I get? I mean, how much faster is it? So, care to elaborate on that?
Well, Brian, basically a pre-wired system is a system that is engineered and it is factory manufactured with all the devices, components, conductors, and it is packaged for the project for particular rooms or particular areas, and it is sent out to the project along with engineered drawings, shop drawings, that correspond to each raceway piece, so that the installer merely has to take the piece of raceway out of the box, look at the shop drawing, and mount it to the wall and only terminate the feeder. As compared to traditional component raceway, all the individual components make up a multitude of parts and pieces that have to be physically manhandled on the project, unpacked, fabricated, and then the contractor would have to supply his own conductors as well as his own devices, make terminations at each device to complete the system. Another thing about Prewired Raceway is that it actually expedites the entire construction process. Even the general contractor and the other subcontractors benefit from it because the drywall man can do all of his studs, his sills. They can insulate. The sheetrock man can come in, finish the sheetrock, and we come in with an aesthetically pleasing raceway with all the parts and pieces in it that basically screws to the wall, and only the feed has to be terminated. And then the owner benefits in post-construction because it expedites adds, moves, and changes.
Got it. Well, let me ask you about this. You've got a pre-wired job here now. Is it tough to lay out? I mean, what if changes occur? What if you keep getting those changes, which is a nightmare of every contractor, as we know. I mean, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, actually, a pre-wired job is basically the same layout as a component-type raceway project. When an engineer lays out an office building, for example, when he does the drawings and does the circuitry and the physical locations of the devices, that is on the plan. That is a component system. All we do is take that component system and wire it and put the devices in and provide the shop drawings at the factory to expedite what the contractor has to do and, of course, increase productivity.
So, Dale, I guess if we were to sum it up in maybe one sentence or even one word if you could, I mean, what is the increase in productivity? What's the benefit?
Well, the benefit of Wiremold Prewired Raceway versus traditional component raceway is that Prewired installs in 1/3 of the time than component raceway.
Is that true? 1/3 the time?
1/3 of the time.
Wow, think of what you save in productivity. It's incredible. It really is. Well, listen, we're about to wrap it up, guys. We do appreciate you taking the time to come by. I want to come back to you, Dave, briefly. Is there anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to emphasize?
Yeah, Brian, I think in addition to the point about just Prewired Raceway and the fact that it installs in a third the time, I think that Wiremold Prewired Raceway is only one component and one part of some of the things Legrand North America is doing with some of its other brands. So, I mean, the audience should reach out and see some of those different things. And in addition to Prewired Raceway, I think they'll find there's some real grounded solutions, some time-tested solutions, some things that makes the contractor's job more productive all day, every day.
Well, it sounds like you guys got some exciting innovations. You know, time is money, and it helps you say that. So we're about to wrap up here because we have run out of time. We do thank you again for coming by, Dave Onofrio and Dale Budenski from Legrand. What's that?
New Orleans.
From New Orleans, that's right. It's going out to his hometown. I'm Brian Taylor. Thanks, everybody, for coming and watching at the ElectricSmarts booth. So lots more coming up. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks for having us, Brian.